Well, they don't call it the King's Casino for nothing. Poker royalty has sat at these tables, and though it might boast Europe's largest poker room, today, only one table matters. We started with 1,022 players, and after 1,014 exits, we are down to our final 8. Today at the King's Casino in Rotterdam, we will crown our Millions Germany main event champion.
After 3 days and 34 levels, we have finally reached our final table here for the Party Poker Live Millions main event in Rosvadov. Say hello to our final 8.
Well, thank you, Marinella, and welcome everyone to the final chapter of the Millions Germany main event. What a week it's been. What a story it would be if the one and only Isildur won here in Rosvadov. Yes, that is the tantalizing prospect, because for all his achievements online, he has not had a lot of live success. If he wants to win though, he'll have to best a field that includes, among others, Party Poker Pro Joao Simao. And as we join the action on this final table, Joao is the shortest stack. Andre Drozzle there is your chip leader. Blinds at 1.5 million, 3 million. In the commentary booth, you have Philip Gruesome joining myself, James Dempsey.
So Andre raising this one up under the gun with 10-9. Nico, the next seat.
Keeps the foot on the gas here, Mr. Andre. I like this guy. I don't know. This is my second favorite on the table.
Yeah, he's definitely been super aggressive so far. Nico with 25 bigs and 10s. I imagine you won't like it, but a jam. You've seen the kind of hands Andre's been raising with.
I guess he's gonna go all in here. You don't want to invite more people into the pot with 10s.
Such an aggressive opener as Andre.
Nico, German guy. While he's taking his time to go all in and answer some more questions. How are you liking Russia? Yeah, I've been to Sochi. It was really cool in Sochi. But that's the only experience I have from Russia, so it's not the real Russia, I guess. It's now like Disneyland for grown-ups.
We'll be going back there in August for Poker Millions.
Oh, he just flat called. So this guy really wants to ladder up and only calls the 10s. Yeah, I don't like it here too much, but let's see how he continues. And hopefully we get some, maybe a jack high flop and see how Andre is going to proceed.
Right. It's worth noting, of course, Andre with 10-9. Nico has him in very bad shape.
Yeah, so the big blind is going to come along as well. And
oh no, Aristoteles did fold with the 8-4 of clubs.
Yeah, so really like the guy's playing much tighter than expected.
Well, this is definitely a board that Andre could barrel on. King high, he does have a gut shot. Nico's still in front with his pair of 10s.
Okay.
And this is a case, I guess he knows Nico doesn't really have many kings in his range, flatting from that position of this stack, right? So
exactly, ace king he would shove, king queen he would fold, and that's where you're getting in trouble with your 10s now. It's probably going to go in the second barrel, I hope so. And yeah, let's see. This could be get interesting.
Nico now facing a 10 million chip bet. He does, of course, call at least once. 41 in the pot, 57 back for Nico. 10.
I mean, Andre needs to be a little scared of like the aces slow play and like pocket 8s, pocket 6s. Andre checks here. The 6 is a pretty good card. Like, doesn't help Nico a lot. Nico has like 7s, 9s, 10s, maybe some ace queen floats.
Nico now deciding what to do.
So with the gut shot, I think he could just bet again here.
Well, the river and ace, that is an interesting card. Nico probably couldn't think of a worse card to see than that. Andre now surely wants to bluff. And he is piecing together a bet. Nico, of course, you say, doesn't really have any ace-size, maybe an ace-queen float. And I think you're right, he has Nico on exactly the kind of hand he has.
And Andre is bluffing here with a big bet, with the pot size in the pot size bet here, and that's interesting. So
You might expect him to value bet a little smaller with an ace, right? So Nico,
yeah, it's a bit weird of a bet size here because he's saying like, I have ace king at least,
yeah,
or flush,
or a flush,
full
yeah.
house. Full house is still possible. Checking on the turn.
but those hands almost certainly would have bet the turn. So Nico may be trying to work out why he's gone so big. Of course, even if you piece it all together, we've seen Andre make all sorts of different bet sizings. So Nico might still feel it's possible he is just doing this with an ace. But I'm with you. I think this just doesn't make much sense for really any value hands.
Yeah, only like really strong hands. And you could also check raise. You know, if you have eights here, why don't you check and let him bet his ace queen, ace jack?
Let's see if Nico can piece it together. No, he
But
decides.
with tens, it's tough to call.
It is tough to call, and there's ICM considerations, as we keep saying at stake here. That's, you know, almost all his chips with 8 left in the tournament. Doesn't want to make a hero call. So great pickup for Andre. Up to 283 million. So
nice bluff there, and yeah, he got.
There's over a quarter of the chips in play. You see there, 28% chips in play. Nearly still on 100 big blinds, which is what these players started the tournament with. Pretty incredible to still be that deep. See, he's gained 38% of the stack in the last hour alone. Action on Bradison, 7-3. Not enough for him. See Joao very short
Joao
still.
is waiting for his hand.
You know, he avoided one with the king 3. Nico, 16 big blinds in the cutoff. Queen, Jack, offsuit.
Yeah, there's a lot of options here. But I think he's a bit waiting for the big money. But maybe he learned from the 10-10.
Yeah, we have seen him take some very aggressive options in this tournament. Wow, Isolde.
Aces with the aces.
Here it is.
Oh,
Philip has a big smile on his face with his little swap. He sees Izzy questioning how much the bet is with the aces. Of course, Ricky behind. Trying to get...
Isilda with the aces. He does some Hollywood here. A little bit of Hollywood from the Swede.
And Nico's thin jam looks like it might well get punished here. And Isolde will moving over the top. Nico hoping to see a hand like tens, but it is aces. So Nico at risk. Isolde won with aces. 105 million chips in the pot. Nico will need a lot of help here. He will leave us in 8th place. And Isolde will climb right back into 2nd place.
14%. Is a bit much, huh?
14%.
Maybe with the cards out. 40% now. Let's see.
Jack 6 deuce, so he does flop a pair. Won't mind that flop.
Stays alive. Roughly the same percentage. 18% here to hit a queen or a jack.
The turn is a 9. One more card for Nico or his tournament will finish. He needs a queen or a jack to outdraw Isolde's aces. The river card. A king. It was a picture card. You know how to say that? But it was the king. So Isolde climbs up to 185,000 and Nico, aka I'm the boss, leaves us in 8th place, collecting 70,000 euros for his efforts.
Yeah, so he will be really, really sad about the 10s hand, because if he goes all in with the 10s hand, he wins some chips, and then he's not gonna go all in here on this. Yeah.
Well,
cheers.
Yeah, quickly onto the Corona.
Like a true German, whenever the job is done, the beer is open.
Welcome back to the Millions Germany main event final table, where as we rejoin the action, Andre Drozod has just lost 2 huge pots. First betting into Ricky Silcock's set of sevens and then calling Joao Simao's all-in shove, only to have his tens outdrawn by the Brazilian's king-queen. A dent to Andre's chip lead then, but the Czech still enjoys a 40 million advantage over his nearest rival, Viktor Blom. And after those two big pots, action back underway at this final table. Will Andre manage to keep his composure? It was hard having lost two big pots. His chip lead very much dented, but he still is the chip leader. He'll have to maintain that composure. Dangerous players like Pavo and Isolde sat behind him.
Aristides then. His go to raise under the gun seems to be the new theme. He just always looks like he's having fun, Aristides. He looks like a fun guy.
He always has this smirky kind of face whenever he's in a hand. Like,
imagine he's the kind of guy if he beats you in a pot, you just want to punch him.
oh man, yeah, he got me really good. I played against him 2 days, and he bluffed me twice and showed it also. So, yeah, it was quite difficult for me, this guy. He was on the bubble behind me with a big stack, and we battled it out a bit. And yeah, he can definitely make some moves. Although he's playing tight, I don't think it's going to last for long.
No, again, he may be looking forward to the short-handed portion of the final table.
How much do you play?
Oh, 30.
Joao, of course, knows he's covered, but wants to know what kind of stack, what kind of hand Aristides would raise with under position into the other big stacks, with 130 million being the answer. And Joao will defend.
I will defend, do you know the hand? No?
And Radislav is in this pot as well, by the looks of things. So it'll be 3 away. This is a guess the hands hand, Phil. Oh, there we go. Well, 2 of them are ace queen and pocket nines, but
okay, all legit hands.
Joao flops the nut flush draw. So Joao giving a lot of respect, I think, there to Aristides, having raised under the gun, not to re-raise, right?
Yeah, he could just go all in. He has less than 20 big blinds, 19 there, so the usual play would go to be jamming all in.
Yeah, 25 bigs and a cooler in the small blind. A fine spot for a jam. See, Aristides still has the best hand.
Yeah, but now you can get away, and yeah, this pot is gonna be battled out between Joao and the Greek Aristides. Oh, well, we have a call here too.
Radislav.
A light call. Radislav is not believing it.
And what does Joao do in this spot?
There's a lot of money in the pot already.
37.5.
in the pot.
If he were to call, that would get to 44 million. We'd have under 80 behind. Very aware there aren't many 10s that Radislav would have called with pre-flop, right? He's been playing pretty snug.
Yeah, not that many.
More likely to have maybe a pair like 7s or 8s.
Yeah. But now, anything that Joao is doing looks pretty strong. I think a small raise might be interesting here.
I think
a small raise so that the lower flush draws can still call, and then a hand like 9 might call again, and then on the fold or maybe on the turn, you know.
Wow, okay.
So you might be able to do that.
I think you're right. He's gone for about 15.5, it looks like. 15.5 it is.
Yeah, all on out that you raise, you won't get away from the hand anymore. But, well, you gotta take some chances.
Yeah, and Aristides.
If there's 40 million in the pot, you get 80 behind, and a nut flush draw, like, you're gonna get stacked quite a lot. But a very difficult spot here for Aristides now. I don't know what I would do. It looks really strong.
Of course, he still has Radislav in the pot as well. And he does just let this one go.
And Joao gets through here and collects a really big pot.
Radislav, a little think. He himself probably wishing he just jammed pre-flop.
Yeah, so Joao wins for the small raise, and it pays off here. It's going to work. if it's not working now, it's gonna work on the turn. So
Yeah, he's free rolling the pot. So
yeah.
see, they had the same hand, Joao with the flush draw. And Radoslav does fold. As you say, Joao picks up a really healthy pot there.
Yeah.
Up to 122 now. Bad news for the other players.
30 minutes.
It's also good when you're coming from the short stack, you had like no expectations, you know, you can play freely, you know. It's very difficult mentally to be like the chip leader and run it through to the end. Like not many people don't, like as soon as they see, oh, miss shit, I can really lose this, and it can go down quite quickly.
Yeah, managing expectations very important in tournament poker. And there is Phil's man, Isolde. A lot of you guys supporting him. It's Ricky who starts his hand out under the gun.
5 pass. 6 pass. 7 pass. 8 pass.
And this one making its way all the way around to Pavel in the small. Interesting, obviously, as me and Phil were discussing, he limped in with 10-5, folded Jack Deuce in the same situation. Now with Jack 8, he decides to play.
Raise.
Raise 10,500,000.
He decides to raise it up.
Entry call.
Isolde going nowhere with the Queen 8 of spades. Ace 10-3 off flop. Neither player with a hand.
Two check. 3 check.
They both check the flop. Pavel perhaps playing sneaky here, looking to bluff on later streets. And that is a bad card for him. Gives him a gut shot, but we can see Isolde turns a pair. Pot 25 million. These players with almost identical stacks. And as I say, Pavel has gone for the delayed c-bet. And he turns his gut shot.
7,200,000.
Isolde will surely just call with his queen. Pavel misses his double gut shot straight draw. Question now whether he wants to bluff. He can, of course, easily have played an ace this way. That is what he is thinking. Pavel looks to be piecing out a bet.
2 bet. 16,300,000.
It's a very nice bet size. 16 million. Under half the pot. Isolde knows Pavel could value bet any ace this size. Maybe even bet a queen. And Isolde decides to make the fold. Pavel picks the one up with a very well-timed bluff. Climbing to over 200 million in chips. Isolde fans won't be happy with that one. Great play from Pavel. Made the Swede lay down the winning hand.
Pass. 2 pass.
Isildur ace-5 of spades in the hijack. Still been playing fairly snug until now.
3 raise, 7 million.
Does decide to raise it up.
4 pass.
Radoslav,
5
pocket 8, will call on the button.
6 pass.
Stylus will complete the action. Pocket 5s from the big blind. We are three-way. Isildur, ace-5 suited. Stylus, pocket 5s, and Radoslav, pocket 8s. 27.7 million in the pot. Queen, Jack 3. No help for any player.
7 check.
Radoslav still way out in front.
3 check.
He will check it over to Radoslav.
5 check.
Turn is a deuce. Does give Isildur a gut shot. Will win the pot with an ace or a 4. Now he decides to bet. 12.5 million.
3 bet. 12 million. 500. Five call.
And Radoslav not ready to give this one up just yet. Does call with his pair of 8s.
Oh.
So 53 million chips in the pot.
Check.
River the Jack.
3 check. 5 check.
Isildur gives it up. Radoslav will win this pot with his 8s. Climbs up to 146 million. Just surpassing the stack of Isildur.
Then confirmation there that Radoslav has leapfrogged Viktor Blom into 3rd place. They're switching places there. Ricky, Aristides and Joao, the 3 shortest stacks. Andre, of course, still your big shit leader with 227 million. Pavel there, snug in 2nd place.
See, Joao may well be the shortest stack. Doesn't stop him applying pressure. Going after Isildur. Is Isildur, ace-3 suited. He's under the gun. Decides to just let that one go.
3 4 pass.
Still screwing over the last hand.
5 pass. 6 pass.
Aristides, Queen, Jack suited on the button, 30 big blinds. He'll be playing this one for sure.
Seven raise.
He does raise it up.
No. 7 raise. 7 million.
Andre with his ace-9 suited. Will he make a 3-bet?
Eight raise. 20 million.
Pops it up to 20 million. Yet again, favouring the smaller size 3-bet.
2 pass.
Aristides may elect to call here in position with Queen, Jack of diamonds. As Andre been by far the most active player at this table. Continually put pressure on these shorter stacks as the table chip leader. Aristides will call to see a flop. Both players with diamonds. 47 million chips in the pot.
7 call. Casa?
Flop 9-5-6. Andre, top pair, top kicker, and the backdoor nut flush draw. Question of how to play this one. Pretty comfortable. He has the best hand right now. Bets 16 million. Aristides. One of the worst hands to proceed with. Doesn't block. Wow, he has moved all in. Aristides has jammed over the top of Andre's bet. Andre, I don't think can fold this one.
I call.
He does call, and he'll be very happy to see the situation he's in. It is Aristides at risk for his tournament life. He will need to hit a queen, jack, or running straight, or he will be out in 7th place. Andre cannot believe his luck. 215 million chip pot. Aristides saying they couldn't put Andre on any of that when he 3-bet him pre-flop. Turn is an ace, and that will end it for Aristides. He is drawing dead going to the river. He made a big play, it didn't work, and now Andre is an absolutely massive chip leader. He has 338 million. That is just short of 34% of the chips in play, with 6 players remaining. So is Aristides out in 7th. He will take 100,000 euros for his efforts. But he had enough of Andre. Bluffed him once, too many.
Yes, it's 2-4.
So welcome back. We have just lost Aristides in 7th place. And making a very bold move with Queen Jack after the flop against your chip leader Andre. Here is the man.
10 million.
Aristides picked up 100k. But now we're down to the final 6, meaning every player guaranteed 140,000 euros.
And you? 1.
Andre's made it 10 million from the button. Different sizing this time. Looks like the blinds may have gone up, that'd be why. See 4 million chips in front of Isildur. And Pavel is the only caller, Ace Jack.
What's up?
And a great door card for him. Jack of Hearts.
Can you check?
Pavel, top pair, top kicker, and the backdoor nut flush draw. Andre, though, will take a stab at this one. And Pavel does, of course, check call with this hand. 58 million chips already in the pot. Turn 9 of hearts. Here's Andre an open-ender, and Pavel, of course, the nut flush draw.
Can you check?
Andre now with 2 decisions. Whether he wants to try and make Pavel fold a hand like an 8, How many eights does he call with from the small blind? Far more likely he has a jack or a flush draw on that flop. But Andre continues to apply pressure on these other players.
40.
Goes huge, 40 million the bet. Pavel in a horrible spot now. He knows if he calls this 40 million, he may well have to call off his stack on the river. This is a masterclass from Andre in playing the big stack. Pavel will, of course, have to call with the nut flush draw. Jack, hope that it slows down Andre. River, the 8 of hearts. Well, Pavel makes the nut flush. Andre, 10 high. Pavel will, I imagine, check this one on over to Andre. Be very hard for Andre to bluff this one.
Check.
If he does, it won't work.
8 back.
And he has gone all in. Andre moves all in. Pavel will look back, see the ace of hearts. The board is paired. But given the way Andre's been playing, I cannot imagine how Pavel will fold his flush. This is the biggest pot of the tournament. If Pavel were to call, doesn't like it, can't see how he can fold. Can't possibly fold the way Pavel has bet sized this hand. He does make the call. Andre will show him the bluff. And Pavel now, our huge chip leader, 368 million chip pot. Quite incredible.
Okay. Yeah,
Andre just picked off a huge bluff the hand before to get up to 360 million and now hands them all straight over to Pavel.
Hey guys, here with our 7th place finisher, Aris Moskanas. Aris, first of all, congratulations. I know you had your heart set, of course, like everybody else, on that top prize and, of course, the trophy, but how do you feel about your play overall here at the Millions event?
Thank you. It was everybody goes after the first prize, but you know, sometimes you need to make some bluffs, be aggressive. Sometimes it pays out, some other times not. But overall, I think I played quite well.
Yeah, and 100,000 euros, not a terrible payday. Is this your biggest cash?
It is my biggest cash, and of course it's great, yes. 1 million would have been better, though.
Of course, always. Well, Aris, thank you so much. Congratulations on such a great run.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marianetta, and great to hear from Aristidis. Finish in 7th place. It was a lot of fun over the course of the tournament. We saw on multiple days. Well, Isilda raising up King Jack under the gun. Pavel has defended with King Queen from the big blind. Pavel flops top pair. Isilda a gut shot. Isilda, I'm sure, will bet this hand.
3 bet, 12.5.
Does bet to 12.5. Pavel will call. Isilda will need to hit a 10.
Call.
Turn is an ace.
To check.
Pavel checks it over to Isilda. Isilda could now win this pot with 2 big bets. And he is reaching for chips. And this is what everyone's been waiting to see. Isildur bluffing.
3-bet. 26.5.
He does bet 26.5. If Pavel were to call, there'll be 100 million in the pot. Isildur with 84 million behind. Pavel knows Isildur's been playing very tight. But if any man is capable of running a big bluff, it is Isildur. Pavel does give Isildur respect and a great bluff. He makes Pavel fold way the best hand. Isildur was drawing dead to a gut shot. And with that, I'm very happy to announce that I have been joined in the commentary booth again by Philbot's roommate, Mr. Jack Sinclair.
Yeah, the upgrade. I learned how to play craps last night.
Oh dear.
I made some money.
Oh, well, definitely oh dear, because that means you're screwed for life now. Pavel, our chip leader here. I don't know if you've seen any of the action.
I was watching. Yeah, I was actually maybe exaggerating when I said 2 hours. I watched most of Philbot's commentary on
Okay.
on the farm table. I wanted to hear what he had to say, but I've taken a break since then.
Well, he left just as things heated up.
Ah, that's a shame because it was sort of seemed like there was a bit of a lull. I thought I could get breakfast in, you know.
Pavel was the recipient of a rather large punt. I'll tell you about that in a moment. But right now, he's raised under the gun. Isildur has, a bit like you, just woken up.
Right, woken up with the ace-10 off.
And he's decided, enough folding for me. Let's start going after this guy. He has 3 bets to 24,000. Just bluffing Pavel a minute ago.
So they're next to each other, right? So we're now 6-handed.
We are indeed 6-handed.
So UTG is the low jack.
It is indeed. Let's not confuse people too much.
King jack in the low jack.
King jack in the low jack indeed. Isildur has been playing very snug. Pavel won't have seen the bluff from a moment ago just yet.
Nice.
Wow, Pavel does though drop it on Isildur, and he quickly folds.
Yeah, this is a really good spot to 4-bet jam. You got chips to play with. You can make a mistake here, and you still got 200 million.
Yep, and there aren't that many hands Isildur will be 3-bet calling with, given the ICM considerations.
Exactly. I don't think Isildur's going to go like as wide as something like 9s, maybe even 10s.
So we see that Pavel, sorry, goes even further up now to 89 big blinds. Welcome back to Rozvadov, where Poland's Radoslav Vezierski continues to pick up pots, and the Czech Republic's Ondrej Drozod continues to hemorrhage chips. As we rejoin the action, the two have just tussled in a 55 million chip pot. Ondrej on the slide then. And joining me in the commentary box is Brazil's own Felipe Ramos. See, we are at King's Casino for the conclusion of the Party Poker Live Millions main event. We have Radoslav under the gun. Will it be him who wins this title? Will it be Joao? Ace 4, he will fold. Ondrej seemed to have one hand on the trophy, but he handed that over to Pavel. He now has 36% of the chips in play. He seems the most in control right now. Raising again. Of course, lots rooting for this man. Isildur 1. And then, not forgetting, our man Ricky. He defends from the big blind. Jack 10 suited.
This could be okay, although, well, yeah, I don't know about the ICM in this particular spot. It depends a lot on what the other 2 short stacks have.
Well, he has flopped a gut shot. Gut shot worried to hit would give Pavel 2 pair. Queen of clubs, the spiciest river possible. 7 of clubs, pretty spicy too.
Nice.
Ricky now with a double gut shot and flush draw. Pavel still in the lead with his pair. Ricky's been fairly straightforward when he's got in spots with good equity. He just kind of bets.
9 minutes.
No surprising to see bet this one.
Yeah, this is a pretty powerful turn for Ricky.
Of course, Pavel going nowhere with second pair. Does cool.
This is a spot where you could lead or check call or check raise with this hand. It's so good.
And the river, the deuce of clubs.
Hey.
Gin card for Ricky. 40 million in the pot. He has 106 behind. Pavel has the 9 of clubs in his hand.
Yeah, so check, bet, call. I think betting this river is probably the best move.
And he does bet. 24 million.
Hard to imagine that Pavel doesn't have showdown value when he checks back flop and calls turn. I mean, if he had a bluff, he'd just bluff the flop most of the time.
And of course, he does know Ricky has been the tightest player at the table. Haven't seen him get out of line yet.
No.
Did see him check raise an ace king queen flop with the jack nine of clubs for a flush draw and gutter. Like I say, that was a lot of equity.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, if you're, he's basically putting in money with hands that he doesn't mind putting all the money in.
Yeah.
You know?
And
that's a good fold.
Pavel smells that one out.
You credit?
We hear the Ricky fans. We've not had much to cheer about.
Always have. You credit?
Again, early double off Isildur.
I won. I always have.
Here we see Andre, who was our huge chip leader, made a very ballsy bluff that didn't work. Pavel won a monster pot, and he is now our chip leader. And you see Viktor starting to play a bit more. Was a pretty cagey. I mean, the problem with being Isildur is everyone thinks you're crazy, right? So you've got to play a little bit tighter.
Man, I'll tell you one thing about this kid. I'm very impressed nowadays. He made a major adjustment to his game. He knows he needs to play different, especially tournament play. Whenever you need to respect a lot the phases of the tournaments. And I played with him in this tournament. He played like amazing, really good.
And back at the action, first hand back, our blinds are now 2.5, 5 million. Andre has actually shoved position one. We don't have the cards for some reason, but he has moved his now just 21 big blinds into the middle, and it is Pavel who's thinking about finishing off the job. I don't know if you've watched any of the tournament.
I did. I was following. I was playing day 2 of the high roller today, but following all the action on the app. You guys do a tremendous job over here. Plus, Simon's one of the guys that works the most, man.
Mr. Trumper is stood right behind us.
It's like he's everywhere doing everything. It's insane.
Wow, it looks like Pavel has re-shoved. So first hand back, pure action. And you assume, we can't see the cards, but a very good chance Pavel has the best hand here. And Andre sighs. Is it the end of his tournament? Well, Pavel has aces. Yet again, he has aces.
Wow.
Andre, King, Jack suited. And well, you can't help but want to win, or Andre to win this one. He's had a torrid time of it.
Yeah, let's see if we have a sweat.
5-5-9,
No.
barely a sweat. He will need a backdoor straight, running jacks, or running kings, or running diamonds. Still not dead. The turn? Well, the turn is the 3 of spades, and he is dead. And Andre probably a little shell-shocked the way this has gone. He was, well, he had just short, I think it was about 38 or 39% of the chips in play with 6 left, and he has finished in 6th. So he will be bitterly disappointed with that. He will, of course, leave with 140,000 euros, which does help to limit the disappointment a little bit, but
that's for sure.
Certainly not what he was thinking of after he knocked out of status with his top pair. But the guy, at least if you're going to bust out, he showed a lot of heart. I mean, he made some ballsy moves through this tournament.
So Andre then out in 6th, and in 5th spot, well, he started the day as the second shortest stack and proceeded to watch Nico, Aristides and Andre hit the rail before him. Radislav has toughed it out all day, but eventually his efforts were undone by Ricky Silcock hitting a flush on the river.
Well, you can see fans pretty happy with that one.
So Radislav, the Party Poker online qualifier, takes home a cool 200,000 euros.
And overall, how do you feel about your play here?
It's amazing since it's my second big tournament, so it's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, I would say it's really good, sir. Well, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
200,000 euros then for Radoslav. But the winner here in Rozvadov will take home 5 times that amount, 1 million euros for first place. Can chip leader Pavel Plesev hold on to his slender advantage? Or will Joao and Ricky reel him in? And what we wonder, will Isildur have to say about the destination of the title? Next time on the Party Poker Live Millions Germany, we find out just how the final chapter of the main event plays out.